Okay, so you were saying?
So I noticed my friend was like, her arm wasn't moving when she was walking. It was kind of like this. So like.
So the arm is not moving?
Yeah, and then I was like, girl, your arm isn't moving when you walk. So then she was like, you know, I move my arms on purpose when I walk. And I was like, okay, show me. So she walked normally, and then it was like this. And I was like, you need my mom.
Why do you think she needs your mom?
Because she has more problems in this than I do, and she...
Like what kind of problems?
Her posture and her walking is off. Yeah, meanwhile, me.
Meanwhile, so what do you think is the problem with the posture, and how do you think mommy can help her?
You could help her like you help me. Like, I used to mouth breathe and stuff, and you helped me with that. And then it also helps my walking.
Yeah, I think your walking
and
has
my
improved.
Posture.
And
yeah.
you're straight up, your face is straight. Yeah. So do you
Yeah.
think you're more aware of your nasal breathing?
Yep.
Why is it important to nasal breathe?
Because like if you mouth breathe, your walking will be very off and stuff, and your arms won't be moving correct, and your face will be unsymmetrical. That used to be me, but once I started nasal breathing and breathing through my nose, my walking was much better, and my nose, and my face and my mouth and all that, it was more symmetrical.
So now we just have to get control of our emotions. Tell me about your emotions.
I rage very easily.
Yeah, and
yeah, and my best friend, the friend I'm still talking about, she rages very easily. So once I like ask her a question she doesn't like it's small, she's like, no. So when we get into a fight,
what do you think is the solution to that?
Calm.
How do we need to learn to do that?
Breathing.
And regulate
our emotions.
How do we regulate our emotions? Breathing can help you regulate your emotions. You're right about that. But other than that, do you remember who's Amy? Remember we talked about Amy? Who's Amy?
Yeah. She's all of your emotion that you cannot control. But then Forrest helps with that.
Yes. So where's Forrest?
I'm gonna die.
Where's Forrest?
Forrest is in your
prefrontal cortex.
Prefrontal cortex.
What about Amy?
Amy, she's just going crazy.
Amygdala, yeah?
Yeah.
She just wants you to be safe though, right? Really, she's like that best crazy friend that she just want to protect you.
Yeah, but then Forrest tries to calm her down. Amy's like, I'm gonna die. But then Forrest is like,
no, Amy.
Amy, you're fine. Chill.
What happens if Amy gets a hold of your memory center and your memory center keeps telling her, hey, Amy, you remember that one time that your friends were mean to you? And what does Amy do?
Amy starts freaking out like a lot, like more than usual, and she just gets out of control, and then you start getting out of control.
And
then
you cannot regulate your emotions.
Yeah, and you don't feel good at all. Nobody
does. Seems like this Amy is really easy to hijack with your emotions.
Yeah.
And she hijacks your other parts of your brain. So now you're just thinking about, I'm gonna die and I'm gonna freeze and I'm gonna fight or flight. Yeah? Is that nice to be in a fight or flight mode?
No.
No, it's not.
Not at all.
It's not a good mode to be in. No.
Yeah. Like for instance, my friends saying, you blame everything on that one person or something like that, which I really don't, and this is true. So then I rage really quickly. So what I do is I actually have a little thing in my pocket at school that I squish when I get angry, and it actually helps.
That is your sensory overload. When you get sensory overload, you squish something?
It's a small angry face plushie.
Okay. Does that help you?
Yes.
What else do you do when you need to regulate your emotions?
Calm.
Breathing. How do you breathe? Show us. We need to use some of that technique.
Okay, so also box breathing can also help.
Show us how to box breathe.
So there's two ways. This is like the way that my mom does it.
So you block one nostril with one finger and you breathe through your nose. How many seconds?
Forgot.
4 seconds.
Yeah.
Which part of the breathing is more important? Inhalation or exhalation? Breathing in or breathing
out.
The more important part. When we breathe out, what happens? Our body gets?
Our body gets calmer and it helps regulate your emotions.
Exactly. So is
Also-
it important to have a regulated emotion through breathing? Do you think we can control our emotions with our breathing?
Yes, also the way my school does it is like this.
Hold, exhale, hold.
So these two are hold in the square. This is the inhale, this is the exhale.
Show us a good exhale.
And each one is 4 seconds, not 4 minutes.
You're so awesome. Now, tell us a little bit about breathing. How do you breathe without opening your mouth? What's the secret to not breathing through your mouth?
Just
Let's
shut
seal.
your mouth.
Shut your mouth. That's a grand one.
And
What about your
one-
tongue?
Also,
What about your tongue?
when you shut your mouth, it shouldn't just be like dangling like this. It should be like this.
Let's show us a suction hold. Oh my
It
gosh.
should be suction holding. And if it's like this in there, like that's not
yeah, if
correct.
your mouth is just hanging open.
And
or
then
your tongue's
once
just
you
hanging out there.
once you realize that, put it back up. And if you're doing that right now, put it back up.
Put it back up. Where's the spot? Show us the spot. Spot of awareness.
When you say like N, like right here,
So,
N,
that's your spot.
N,
Yeah.
right here behind your two front teeth. Up
Behind
here.
the two front teeth, right. Okay, now suction hold for me.
Section hold, getting to the spot.
Yeah. So why is it
There's a
important?
difference.
Why is it important for us to put our tongue at the roof of our mouth?
Because if you don't, that affects your breathing
That
and it's
does
bad.
affect. It is bad.
It is very bad.
Which one promotes a better breathing? When your tongue is up or when your tongue is down?
Up.
Up is important. Now, how about breathing? How do we control and know which nostril works and which one doesn't? So,
You can do the box breathing like me.
so I'm gonna have you do that for us.
As you can see, that's a little blocked.
So you have your left side is
Yeah.
audible. When you breathe, it's audible.
This side, the left side is blocked. The right side is not.
How do you know that?
Because when I box breathe, it sounds worse here and it feels worse and it's harder to breathe. But this side is more clear. So
What was your little secret to breathe better? What have you been using that was helpful for you?
it was a mute. But if you have like a problem up here, get a nasal strip. If you have a problem here, like me and my mom,
Okay, so
Use
mute
here.
actually helped you?
yeah, my brother and my dad have a problem here, so they try this. It like lifts your skin up, so it like opens the passage up here.
What is that passage called?
The nasal passage, sir.
You
I
want?
can't-
Well, you know
tell.
all the terminologies better than I do, so I thought maybe you could help me with that. Have you heard of turbinates?
I think I might
Did you in
have.
science classes? What is the purpose of us having turbinates in our nose? Is that important to have those little
I actually
nooks?
didn't learn about it. Oh,
No, not
Yeah.
yet?
Guess what?
What?
I never learned about the body in science. It was only in language arts, and that was unit 3 in 3rd grade this year.
Okay.
Actually, no, it was last year. And I learned nothing about it.
So how did you learn all this stuff? You seem really educated.
Also, I learned we have a butt bone.
Okay. All right. So, okay, that's a 3rd grader for you right there. All right. Melody, you've been seriously helpful. Really, really helpful.
Okay, bye.
Thumbs up. You're silly.